Today we're going to be using a percolator from the 1950s to make coffee. I like using a percolator because they're just really nice. I like the way the coffee tastes from them. So here we go. First thing we got is our percolator. So this is an electric percolator. As you can see, it has the power cable on it. And first thing to do is put some water in it. Always use cold water in the percolator. Show you right here, and to put it approximately to about that height. We don't want the water to be any higher than the basket. This is the stem. It's hollow inside. I don't know if you can see that or not. It is in fact hollow inside. This is the basket. And we put the basket on, like so. And we have a cover. Now what I like to do, this is just me, is I like to try to have as few grounds in my coffee as possible. One of the things I'll do is I'll put my coffee grounds in. Put my coffee grounds in outside of the machine. I don't put that in until put the coffee. This is a 2-cup coffee maker. So I use approximately 2 heaping teaspoons of coffee. Have some decent coffee. I like decent coffee. I like high quality coffee. I like dust off the bottom after I've done that. Put the lid on. We take the basket and we slowly drop it into the water. You don't want to do it fast because the water will squirt up through the tube, and we don't want that. Put on the cover. Now that we're properly set, we plug her in. Takes a few minutes for the thing to get going. But today we're going to time this and see how it goes. I've never really timed it. I just kind of feel it out when it's done. So I want to know exactly how long it takes. There's people telling me that it takes like 15 minutes or more to make a cup of coffee with a percolator. I don't think this one takes that long. I think this takes maybe maybe 5 to 7 minutes. I don't know. I might be lying to myself. I don't really know. Yeah, I like half and half in sugar, or in this case, half and half in honey. I like honey. Eat my coffee. So I put my half and half in my honey in my coffee cup while I'm waiting on the percolator. Some of the advantages and disadvantages to a percolator. The advantage is that the coffee is absolutely delicious. You can even get cheap coffee and it tastes great in it. That's one of its major advantages. It really fills the kitchen with the coffee smell as well. And I really like that. Some of the disadvantages is it takes a little longer to make a cup of coffee with a percolator. Other disadvantages are that you'll get some sediment and coffee grounds in the coffee. This, although a drip machine does not entirely get rid of all sediment, it does a lot better. I've never used a French press, so I couldn't tell you about that. So I couldn't tell you about how a French press does, but there's also a Keurig. Keurigs are highly wasteful. They make 1 cup of coffee at a time, although yes, I know there's other models that do more. They make a lot of plastic waste, and the drip machine makes a little bit of paper waste. Neither one of them has that rich, robust taste of a percolated cup of coffee. So that's a big deal to me. Also too, this is the way coffee tasted when I was really young. I really like that. There we go. We're starting to hear the machine just about ready to perk. And it begins. Also too, a percolator tends to be a little more difficult to make a decent cup of coffee. It takes practice. It's nothing that an ordinary, average, everyday human being couldn't do. It's a step above cowboy coffee, which is where you just put the grounds in a pot and boil them. I think this is a better method than the cowboy coffee. You can see it starting to percolate now. Right now the water's clear, but it'll get darker. When you see the coffee grounds, when you see it just right, the water is getting just right, nice, a little dark, then you know that it's done. Now, unlike other methods, the percolator does the coffee it recirculates the water through the coffee multiple times, as many times you want it to. I will tell you one thing, it's better to use a coarser ground with a coarser grind coffee in the percolator, because then you get less grounds in the coffee. things. I'm making myself like I heated myself up a breakfast sandwich in the microwave. Yes, I know I should be frying eggs and bacon and corned hash or something like that. But this is simple. And we're getting there. See that the coffee's getting nice and brown in there. And now begin to consider it being coffee rather than just dark water. There are a few different ways to do things. You can make it real dark. You can make it lighter. If I wanted a light coffee right now, I would shut it down and I would get my coffee. Not yet. About another minute, I'd say. Is looking pretty good. The whole kitchen is full of the smell of the coffee now. So it's about pretty close to ready. I unplug. That sit for a little bit, let the percolating go down, and give it another few seconds. Let the coffee grounds settle to the bottom. There are paper filters to put into these coffee percolators that will reduce the grounds. I found the best way to reduce the grounds is just to let the coffee settle for a minute or so, and then pour the coffee slowly into your cup. If I used a coarser ground, then that would be fine, but they don't sell it in the stores, so I got to get a grinder, and I use whole bean coffee, and that'll be a lot better. I'll do that later. I'm just happy that I get a nice cup of coffee this way. And now we'll I would say we pour our coffee right about now. We take our time. You pour it nice and slow. Going to get grounds in it regardless. This is a 2-cup coffee maker, but this is a very big cup, so pretty much just does this. We stir vigorously. Here's the thing that the universe did for us. Coffee grounds are heavier than water, so therefore the grounds end up on the bottom instead of just having to sift them through our teeth. that is a nice looking cup of coffee. Nothing fancy, no special espresso, Americano, or anything crazy. Just an ordinary cup of coffee. But that's just how I like it.